Hello, Blindspot fans, and welcome to another AfterBuzz TV Blindspot After Show. Today we are covering episode 16, Any Wounded Thief, which anagrams to Find What You Need, so that should be fun and interesting. We'll see you after the opening.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I'm a man of my word.
K-pop is fun, guys.
Oh, yeah, a little good EDM cut.
Fun.
That's a good dance cut.
It is. That's evidently what played at the beginning of this episode, and thank you to Martin Garrett for tweeting that out, because I never would have known otherwise.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to do Soundhound through headphones. Anyway, hello and welcome, everyone. And with me, I have the wonderful Stephanie Garrett.
Hey guys, you can find me at StephanieG3360 on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
And I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. We have the hashtag ABTV Blindspot. We're also going to have the live chat up in just a moment. So if you're watching, got something fun to say, throw it in the chat, throw it in the hashtag, and we will give you a shout out. So, what'd you think of this episode?
You know, I like this episode a little bit better than last week's, I have to say.
Yeah?
Not that I hated last week's. It was just a little lackluster for me. This one was a little bit more, there was a lot more going on in this episode. Like, there's a lot going on.
It's a little more true to form for this
Yes,
one, I
exactly.
think, as far as the sandwich between personal and procedural. There we go. That's the word.
Yeah.
Haven't had to do that in quite a while.
Yeah, a little of everything.
Yeah.
So
It's honestly, I wasn't super fond of this one, but I also think that I'm just a little off today.
yeah, we were talking about that.
I feel like this is an episode where if I sat down tomorrow and had a cup of tea and watched it sitting on my couch, I would feel a lot better about it.
Right.
I'm weird that way sometimes. Some episodes of shows are just like, no,
Yeah.
I need to be at home petting my cat to watch this one, and maybe I'll enjoy it more. But tonight it's just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, I think so, a lot of us feel that way about things. Yeah.
So I'm fully willing to admit that it's me and not the episode
Okay.
tonight, because I think that's what's going down. But
Okay.
we have our let's talk about our procedural.
Okay.
Let's knock that out, and then we'll knock out all the personal stuff, because everyone had at least one moment this episode.
Yeah.
And some people had more than one, and some people tried their hardest to make us cry, and I do appreciate that in this show.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not The Walking Dead, so we're good. So we basically dealt with chemical weaponry this time around.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like from the preview last week, it was going to be similar to here's this disease that got out and we need to stop it from being released. And it was similar only in that they needed to stop it from being released, but it was a very different execution, a more roundabout way of going about it, which I appreciated.
Yeah. I thought it was an interesting episode in that I actually did like the pacing of it a little bit. Like I said, it was a little all over the place for me, but, I kind of dig that sometimes. I like the storyline was really good this week, too. Well, today, I should say. Yeah, this week, saying.
Yeah, it was a little better, I think.
Yeah.
I'm putting words together. I'm good at this, I promise. We did have someone in the chat, it scrolled up, I think it might have been Megan, point out that, did you notice that Jane wasn't wearing a white t-shirt today?
No!
I noticed. She was wearing a black
A
t-shirt.
black t-shirt. Oh, well, that's why I didn't notice. There you go.
We're sticking with the monochrome,
See
you guys.
what people, we have on color today. Can you get that color? Green and pink.
Pink and green. Let's do it. Let's do it.
And I happen to like black. I got a lot of black. I'm just saying.
Oh my God, me too. I have so much, but I also have so many colors.
Yeah.
Because you need that in your life.
Yes, Jane needs a little color.
For the people who only just started watching, we've been ragging on Jane's wardrobe a bit. It's always very nice black and white. It's always tasteful black and white. It's always black and white.
Yeah.
So I would actually love to pick production's brains about that and see, there's a reason behind this, or just, no, that's what we had. Very, very rarely is it, no, that's what we had.
Keep the wardrobe budget small.
So I want to know what the reason is behind it. There's got to be a reason. There's got to be some thematic something or other. Like, why is she only ever in black and white, even when she's not in her FBI gear or her workout gear? It's always black and white, and occasionally shades of gray.
Yeah, that could be a prediction, too, because they could be switching her up later for when she kind of comes out,
Who knows?
Yeah, it could be, never know.
I really want to talk to wardrobe on this and be like, explain.
Explain.
I'm intrigued. There must be a reason.
Right.
Explain.
Explain. Yeah. So
It's been a while since we've had the Jane's wardrobe detour.
I know. They still haven't gone to the mall. Remember the girls were supposed to go to the mall and go shopping? Who remembers that episode?
Mall, everybody, that was when she got kidnapped.
Right.
That was when Tom was torturing her.
Tom.
Priorities, right?
Tom messed up the mall trip.
Dang it, Tom. Even after your death, you're still screwing things up for everyone.
Right.
Thanks.
Right. So we're still looking forward to that little tidbit.
I will say I miss having a villain of sorts.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have Oscar, whom we're not 100% sure about, but I honestly do miss, as much as I hated Tom, I miss him in the same way that you kind of missed Joffrey on Game of Thrones. Like, it was nice to have someone where you knew he was going to make everything he touched exponentially worse, but you could just sit there and go, you.
Yeah, well, everybody loves an antagonist, you know. I think, well, again, you know, well, never mind. What my opinion is on Tom. You know, I keep
I think we
thinking
know your opinion on Tom.
I
You're
keep
the one
thinking-
that named him the vampire.
This is true. Tom the vampire. I think he's gonna. Yeah, he's coming back. I'm just saying. Tom the vampire. Hey, Hero Fitz, what's going on?
Oh my God! Stick a fork in him. He is done.
All right, Whoopi. We'll go see how that goes. Oscar the
Just-
Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch. Thank you, Megan. Tom the
Oscar-
Vampire Fisher. I don't even remember what we called him because he
I
was here
know.
for like 3 episodes.
I know. Well,
I thought he was going to be Tom 2.0, and then he wasn't.
Yeah.
It didn't last long.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We have memories.
We did. Yeah. Just cue up the Sarah McLachlan. I will remember you.
Oh, nice. Go ahead,
Don't
Kate.
tempt me.
Didn't know Kate could sing. I can't sing, just so you know.
Tempt.
I'm gonna do it.
Uh-oh.
Do you really think I have a problem with that? Alexis is on the ones and twos, and she is a glorious human being who has my sense of humor, and so
Already
we.
typing.
You guys are making my eyes water. Stop it.
Sorry.
My mascara's gonna run. I'm gonna look like an idiot up here.
Fine,
Mission
it'll
accomplished.
be
Just kidding. I
fine.
love you.
We are having a grand old time. So yeah, chemical weaponry. I believe our general explained it as all you asphyxiate.
Oh, that's attractive.
Ow.
Yeah.
Like, and we got to see a little bit of that because the second they went, okay, here's your antidotes. If you get exposed, inject yourself immediately. And I took the headphones off and went, okay, we're going to be in a situation where someone needs it and doesn't have it.
You said it. You called it. Yes, you did. You called it.
I keep I have no idea what the long-term predictions are, but within an episode I can go, and there's this trope, and there's this trope, and
Yeah.
there's that trope. Okay, we're going to do this.
Right, yeah.
And then occasionally they subvert tropes and pleasantly surprise me, but this was not one of those episodes.
No, it
And
wasn't.
that's okay.
Yeah, get
That's
a little
why we have tropes.
predictability, but that's okay.
A little bit. Mm-hmm. So the CMA, I have written down what that is. The U.S. Army Chemical Materials Agency. There we go.
Okay.
They are in charge of storing and disposing of the United States chemical weapons responsibly. And there was a delivery with a Korean driver and a couple of Korean agents, which is why we had the K-pop starting the show, in an armored truck that got robbed. And it turns out being this whole thing about, well, he was selling some to South Korea, but it turns out that he got double-crossed and someone was working for North Korea, and it got a little bit of political muddle there.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Like, it all made sense,
Right.
but the pacing felt a little weird.
Yeah, it did. I thought the same thing about that. I was like, what? Wait, what? What?
And I think that's also why I need a second watch for
Yeah.
this episode. Like, I got it the first time. I understand it. I understand how these events played out, but I
Right.
need to see it go down again in order for it to all just click into place.
Yeah,
Like,
for all it to unfold.
All right. Gotcha.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, that got really interesting. I kind of liked the character of General Sheridan, who was in charge of the CMA.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be disposing of this stuff, and it turned out that he was stockpiling it on an old farm 30 miles away.
Yeah.
Like, they had drained a lake and built an underground facility to stockpile this stuff.
Which was brilliant.
And in order... Like, it's okay, South Korea is our allies. Like, no, it's not okay. You're selling chemical weaponry that you have destroyed. Like, no, this is a problem.
Yeah.
And he is one of those people, and again, I find him an interesting character because I can see how this came about. he's one of those people, he lived through Iraq, he saw all sorts of terrible things, and he thinks that the U.S. disarming itself is a bad idea, that it's a show of weakness to our enemies. Like, and I can understand the mentality. I can understand why people would think that.
Yeah.
That doesn't make stealing it and stockpiling it right.
Exactly.
Like, the ends and the means, there's a disparity here, and that is not a good thing.
Right.
And even more when it's like, well, it's okay, I sold a little bit of it, and it's to our allies. Like, no, you let it get out of your control.
Right. Why did you? Yeah, I was like, okay.
Not a good plan, dude. Not a good plan. Again, it's ends and means.
Right. Yeah. And everybody's doing it for money. Everybody's doing it for cash.
Yeah, just not a good time.
Everybody's on the take.
What I found interesting was that they found the fourth person who was part of this delivery ring that got broken up.
Yeah.
And the general had tried to call him a bunch of times. And I love the scene of them picking up his phone saying, hey, there's a number that called it 12 times. Let's call back and see who it is.
Yeah.
And just cutting to the general on the other line. Like, yes. Well scripted, well shot. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I liked him as the, because at first you didn't suspect him when they were first interviewing him.
Yeah, he seemed on the up and up.
He did, and turns out he was not.
Well, I don't really trust anyone on this show anymore.
Who can you trust other than Patterson?
Because so often it's just like, okay.
I know.
It's like, yes, well, shoot. Well, how about this? Well, shoot. And about that, not that person. How about the person who's tasked with finding the mole? Well, he is the mole.
He is the
Well,
mole.
we never liked him anyway.
Yeah. No, we can't find anyone.
This show, I swear, the second you think you've got your footing, nope.
So
it turns out that Vanessa Chang, who hired
Vanessa?
some of the drivers, that the people who got killed and the gas stolen, she'd hired them, she'd vouched for their work visas, then she found out that they may or may not have had connections to a Korean gang, so she kind of let them go, and then, lo and behold, it turns out that she is the liaison to South Korea, and that the general sold the merchandise, the sarin, to her.
Yeah.
And then it turns out, nope, she's working for North Korea.
Right, and she's going to send it to China so it can get to North Korea.
It's like, are you working for the government? It's a small radical faction within the government.
Well, who could that be?
Basically, you're doing something that's plausible without actually naming names.
Oh.
I get that. It's what this show does. You take the headlines and then you go just a little bit adjacent to avoid directly naming anything that you can't, but also to be like, wink, wink, nudge. You got this. You got this.
Exactly. So
Our viewers are smart. We'll figure it out.
right.
Like, yes. So we found most of the sarin. There were 40 canisters missing. They found 36 of them getting ready to be shipped. So 4 are missing. And that's when we have this lovely little shootout near sarin canisters. And guys, that's just not a good plan.
No.
Just generally speaking. And Kurt has the right idea. We're following them. Put your guns away. It's too dangerous near the canisters. And it's Vanessa that winds up shooting one. Like,
Yeah. Of course.
so everyone gets poisoning, and we wind up with that. With that moment of Jane going, my antidote canister is broken. Like, how did that occur? Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to roll with it. So Kurt gives her his. And then Jane shoots Vanessa's arm, gets hers, and gives it to Kurt.
Yeah.
And then Reed comes up, it's like, Reed, she needs yours before she dies. So we're doing Antidote Hot Potato.
You
is
said
what
hot
we're
potato,
doing.
yes. You did.
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
Hot
Just
potato.
like, and take your antidote and pass it to the left. To the person on your left.
Right.
It's like an elementary school exercise. Just here you go.
Yeah.
So they tracked down the other 4. The other 2 were found, what was it, in a truck somewhere else?
Yeah, I didn't write that. No.
Yeah, they were found somewhere else.
Oh, yeah. The other 2 were found somewhere else, and the other 2 were
They
going to
had
the stock
2
exchange.
still at large. Well, with where they found 2 of them, they also found hollowed out vacuum cleaners and uniforms. So they were going to pretend to be a custodial service to hit a local target. And that local target turns out to be the stock exchange. And boy, are they lucky that they grabbed the right one on the first try.
Yeah.
Like, there were 5 potential targets there. They're like, eeny, meeny, miny, you.
Yeah.
Eeny, meeny, miny. There's a bazillion people here right now with even higher publicity. You.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing that they guessed right.
Right.
But they find the guys, and we have this incredible moment of Jane shooting out a second floor window, jumping through the window to land on the first floor and collar the guy before he can release the gas. Like,
Yep.
dang!
I know, and I was thinking that's the real Jane coming out. She is starting to creep out of her hole, people.
Yes.
She is coming out.
Well, she was always kind of a...
coming out. I want the world to know. I've got to... Okay,
Man,
sorry.
I'm gonna have
sing
like
it.
a soundtrack at the end of this.
You gotta have
K-pop,
right.
Sarah McLachlan. God.
Singing some Diana Ross. Jane's
Do
coming
it.
out.
Zero regrets.
I know.
Yes.
That's how I feel. Not one
Zero
letter.
regrets.
So yeah, that was the premise of the episode, I guess.
That was our procedural part, and I feel like
Yeah.
we can always knock out the procedural parts really quickly because
Right.
it's this and then this and then this. The one thing that bothered me is that we talked about, okay, the breakup scene was last night. Well, Kurt's still running around. He should be in the hospital.
We said that, right?
Like, they just had his, like, if last episode was maybe a day or two prior.
Yeah.
Like, last episode covered the span of, what, 48 hours?
At least.
Maybe?
Yeah.
And at the end of last episode, Reed broke up with Sarah.
Yeah.
Well, today we get into this episode, it's I broke up with her last night. Kurt should still be in the hospital.
Technically.
We're still within the first 48 hours of surgery, and he's just
Right.
like got a Band-Aid on his neck going around like, no big deal, no big deal. Like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's always going to be the thing that bothers me. It
Yeah.
just will.
Yeah, not very realistic, but it's okay.
It's just because this show is so good at realism and so good at
Yeah,
details that the
usually.
one time where they're like, and then this, like, no.
You're like, really?
No, Kurt's good, but he's not that good. We need to stop beating up Kurt.
I know. I like Kirk. I mean, he's got his issues and problems, but, you know.
Like, we're getting to Worf has the flu levels of, I know he's a badass, but you keep showing me this and I'm tired of it.
Yeah, he's such a cowboy.
Oh,
Only a cowboy would get surgery and walk out of the hospital 2 days later. I'm good.
If by cowboy you mean idiot?
Yes, kinda. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get it. He's an idiot. He should be in the hospital. Why is no one concerned?
Right. Yeah.
Because that was last week. It was last week in real time, even if it's not last week in episode time.
Well, he did still have the Band-Aid on his neck. Technically.
He put a Band-Aid on there. It's like when you're 5 and you think that having a Band-Aid on it just fixes everything.
Yeah.
It's that.
Okay.
We put a Band-Aid on it. We're good.
We're good.
It doesn't still have stitches. We're fine.
Uh-huh. Right.
It's the little things, you guys. It's the little things.
Right. Okay.
So let's talk about Jane. Let's talk about the fact that we're back to her having flashbacks for, I want to say, the first time in a couple episodes.
Yeah, at least. She had some good flashbacks in this one.
She had one continued flashback. And it looked like it was the 25th anniversary, for lack of a better word.
I would say
That's
memorial.
Not a good word.
I was saying memorial, but kinda. Yeah. Kind of her.
Of Taylor's death.
Yeah.
And just showing all these people and what might have potentially been her mother or Kurt's mother. I'm not sure.
I think that was her mother.
Yeah, probably. And extremely upset. And Kurt's dad, and Kurt just yelling at his dad, like, you have no right to be here. Do you understand what you're doing to everyone? No one wants you here. And I thought for sure when we had the previously on Blindspot and it showed the dad, like, I thought for sure, that's it. This episode, he kicks the bucket. He's gone. No, it was because we got him in a flashback.
Right. And you know what I was thinking? I was questioning the fact that Jane obviously knew that she was missing before her memory was wiped. She clearly knew that this was her mother and this was her picture on the thing and this is her memorial. She came to her own memorial. Something's weird about that for me.
Yeah.
I'm not, obviously it hasn't been revealed yet, but something's just a little off about that for me. It's like, okay, you knew you were missing for 25 years, but you show up at your own memorial. Like, I don't get that.
Well, I mean, she's 25 years older, so
Well, yeah,
she'd
but-
know at this point. At this point, they obviously have the plan in place, even though
Right,
it hasn't
yeah.
been enacted. Because in the flashback, Oscar is telling her about, everyone's really upset. Everyone would be so happy if you came back. Are you sure you want to do this?
Right.
So I'm wondering what purpose the flashbacks served.
Yeah.
Because usually when we have them, they further the episode. It's, we're seeing this person. We're also seeing them for the first time in the flashbacks. There's a connection. Or she remembers something that has to do with what's going on. These, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I liked them.
Yeah, I
They
liked them
worked
too.
really
That's what I
well.
mean. I liked them, but I'm not sure what the purpose was.
Yeah, there's a point in there somewhere, and I don't think I have the pieces.
Right. We don't
And
have to put it together yet.
It also fits with it being Jane's birthday, which I'm sure there are worse ways to handle this, but not much worse ways. Like, dang, Kurt.
Yeah.
Dang. Surprise, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Is it?
Is it?
Like, that is not.
Right.
No.
And then he has something
You
so
should've-
personal to give her.
Oh my God. It's like you should have told her like a week ago.
Yeah.
Hey, your birthday's coming up. So she can kind of get used to the idea. But no, it's like, today's your birthday. Here's the thing. Happy birthday.
And then she's like, what?
And we come back to the end of the episode, and it's this really beautiful little necklace. It's like, yeah, it was your mom's. She bought it on the day you were born. It matches your eyes. After she passed away, some of her stuff was getting sold, and I knew how much it meant, so I bought it. And now it's yours. Kurt!
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Like, it's very sentimental. It's very nice. I understand why he did it, but holy cow, blindsiding her with that was not the way to go about it.
Yeah, Jessica says the flashback was the connection to Kurt and her relationship. Yeah, that's true. I guess Yeah, because we hadn't really. I didn't know that when they showed the flashback. I was not sure if Jane knew of Weller. I mean, obviously she knew she grew up with him.
Yeah.
But how would she know how to find him? How would she? You know what I mean? So.
I mean, it's the place where she grew up, and it's her grave.
And
I mean, no, that
right.
makes sense. And she was old enough to remember him.
Yeah, but I don't
As
know.
a kid before her memories were wiped, all that fun stuff.
Right, right.
Haru Fitz brings up to show that she chose the mission over happiness,
Right.
which I think is a really good point.
I think she's
I'm
been
willing
trolling
to roll
Kurt
with
for
that.
years. Jessica says I've been trolling Kurt all these years. Yep, I think you're right, Jessica. I think you're right.
Jessica.
Oh, and Jessica made a great comment earlier about liking Dr. Borden. Didn't I say he was gorgeous? Woo!
Yeah.
I was like, hello, handsome. How are you doing? When he came, I was like, oh, he is cute.
Well, we'll have a little bit to talk about for him in a bit.
Yes, I just wanted to say that before I forget.
We do not get enough screen time with that lovely
I know.
human being.
And
I
then last
swear.
time I said somebody was cute on a show, people got pissed off. So get over it. He's cute.
Really?
Yes. They were like, well, she's talking about people are cute. And where about that? I'm like, girl, just shut it. Do you have eyes? Do you have a pair of eyes at work? I have 4 of them. They all work and they all look at them and look good. Jesus
It's called
Christ.
opinions. We're allowed to have them.
We
and
are.
in fact, that's why we're listening.
This is true. Now continue.
Where was I going with this?
Right.
Jane's birthday. Just,
Yes.
If you're going to drop that on her, you at least keep the night open. So it's like, and now I'm going to take you to dinner, or now we can have drinks, or now we can do a thing for your birthday if you would like.
Yeah.
But instead, like, happy birthday. Actually, I have a date. And I'm the only person who knows it's your birthday, so no one else is free to celebrate. Bye.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I know. I
Kurt.
felt poor bad. So poor Jane. She's got to go home and drink by herself or drink with Oscar.
I just feel really bad for her because,
Yeah.
and I know this wasn't malicious or anything on Kurt's part, of course not, but it was just unthinking.
Yeah.
It was thoughtful, but also unthinking.
Yeah.
Somehow, he approached it like a guy.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's really any other way to say that because that's the stereotypical guy way to do it. Like, here you go. Mm-hmm. Have a good day.
Right. Well, he had a booty call. Like another booty call.
Almighty.
I mean,
he made
most men, if they're going to choose the friend or the booty call, they're choosing the booty call.
But he made it that morning after he gave her the gift.
I know.
It's just,
I'm just
oh my God, Kurt. Oh my God.
Kurt's like, yeah, say, have a happy birthday. See ya. Got a booty call.
I am so disappointed in you.
Yeah.
I am disappointed. I don't even think that's a writing thing. I think that's a character thing.
Yeah.
In which case, that's a great writing thing because why? Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we have her talking with Oscar at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
You know, kind of coming to terms with things and wearing her necklace and wearing something that's not a white shirt, wearing a black shirt.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And where's it in my notes? There's it in my notes. And Oscar pretty much tells her, no, you need to be the closest person in Weller's life. Mm-hmm. Why? Because he needs to feel like he can trust you above everyone else. It's part of the mission, yada. And her going, no, I don't really want to break up what he's got going on here.
Yeah.
Because we got him talking with Allie both times, and it seems like they're working pretty well together.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about Oscar and Jane, right?
No, Kurt and Allie. We got to see a
Kurt
little
and
bit of
Allie.
them, and they're working pretty well together.
Yeah. I think they're suited for each other. Even Jane mentioned that. She says, yes, I think he's good for her.
Yeah, so she doesn't want to break them up, and Oscar's like, no, you need to do the thing. And so they found an interesting conversation about sacrifices need to be made. Well, what have you given up? And at this point, Jane knows that Oscar used to be her fiance.
Right.
And I think this is the first time I've had sympathy for Oscar, or this much sympathy for Oscar, saying that, do you know how hard it is to be in the same room with you, for you to no longer be my fiance, for you to not remember me? Like, yeah, no, that's gotta be rough.
Yeah, that's tough on him because his memory's still fresh.
Oh, yeah.
Hers is the one that's been erased.
And it's like, you are the love of my life, and you don't remember me, and you don't trust me.
Right.
Ow.
Yeah.
So then we have this glorious makeout scene.
Which I like.
Because that's
Thank
how
God.
you fix things?
You know.
wrong with it? What's wrong
It was
with it?
her
We're good.
birthday. She had to get a present somehow. Jesus. I'm just saying.
Is it a Lonely Island song? Birthday
It
sex?
could be.
I'm not sure if it's Lonely Island, but I know it exists.
Yes, there is a song out there by Birthday Sex.
Oh,
think it's
I
by
never knew that.
Jeremiah or something. I have to look it up.
Okay.
But- well, not look it up, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. Okay. So it's not. I feel like
Lonely Island did.
I just had sex.
Oh, God.
I feel like they're capable of both of them because
Yes,
Lonely
you're-
Island.
You're very correct.
Okay.
These guys. So yeah, Jane has some stuff to deal with, and we have the start of a ship war in the fandom, I'm sure. Jeller
yeah.
versus Josker, which is what I think
Oh.
people are trying to figure out.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes down, or we'll see who goes down on whom. Yeah,
Oh, she tried it.
like I could resist. We're
Hi,
here. We're talking
babe.
about it. We are responsible adults, ladies and gentlemen,
Right.
and this is prime time.
Yes.
So let's talk about Patterson.
Yes.
Because this was like, oh, I'm going to sit here and cry now.
I know.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
So she gets a call from her favorite restaurant saying, hey, we have reservations for you tonight. Yeah, they were made by David. He told us to call this number. Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm just going to sit here and just...
I know. I
honey.
felt so bad for her. Because she's like, what? What? No, I can't. No.
So she's having flashbacks. She's not having a good time. She's having a rough time concentrating on her work, even given the briefing about the tattoo and whatnot, and just not there, given the wrong location names, not connecting the dots. Like, she's having a terrible time.
Yeah.
Because she's still grieving, and his death didn't happen too terribly long ago.
Yeah. Apparently in the, she said like a month ago, but it seemed longer, didn't it?
Well, it's been longer for us because we
I
had
know.
that month and a half hiatus till the end of February. Like,
Yeah, okay.
all right.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
how is time passing in this show? We just don't know.
Yeah, we're not very clear on that. That's
But-
okay.
But yeah, so she's talking with Dr. Borden about it and saying, I feel like, I should get over it. And he says, no, go to the dinner. Mm-hmm. Like, do the reservations, have a glass of wine, toast your memories. There's no wrong way to grieve.
You're right.
And I feel like every time Dr. Borden comes on screen, we should just sit down and listen because these are life lessons, you guys.
That's right.
They are absolutely 100% correct. Mm-hmm. And so she does. She, at the end of the episode, after the procedural part, goes to the reservations and has a nice dinner and has hallucinations about
Kinda.
David sitting across from her.
Right. I was like, well, it's not really a flashback. It's more like a hallucination, kind of.
I think it's more just her knowing him well enough to fill in the gaps as to what he would say and what he would
Right.
do here. And then throwing out that little bit about, okay, well, it's his last puzzle that he did for the New York Times was published today. Actually, the New York Times crossword puzzle for yesterday had a blind spot clue in it.
Did it really?
It did!
Oh, I missed that.
I Googled it. I couldn't find the solution, and I don't get the New York Times.
I don't
so
Right.
I don't think I've ever actually finished a crossword puzzle in my life.
Me either.
I try. Doesn't always work.
You're right.
But yeah, the special clue, the special phrase in the crossword puzzle was "Got one, Patterson," and it was basically David from Beyond the Grave going, "I figured out a tattoo."
Right.
It's like, and you were gonna sit on it for that long?
Right. And didn't say anything? Come on, man.
David did not always make good decisions. Let's be
I
real.
know. But I
Lovely
miss
human
his
being.
little face.
I miss his face.
I miss your face, David.
I miss him. It was good to see him, even if it was hallucinatory.
Right.
And so that's going to figure into what we have next episode. But that's predictions territory, and we're not quite there yet.
Okay.
We have a little bit to talk about with Reed, both in the fact that he broke up with Sarah, and Sarah subsequently moved out of Kurt's apartment.
Yeah, I wrote down Kurt. Yeah, he came home to find all of her stuff there, and she's like, "Oh, I'll come back and get it later."
And he broke up with Sarah last night, and she moved out that morning. Like,
really? Yeah.
I've moved probably a dozen times in my life. Military brat, you guys. It's not always fun. It takes a lot longer than that. Even if you're only packing for yourself. She wouldn't have slept. She wouldn't have none of that noise. And to be up and out of the apartment before Kurt was awake.
Right. Well,
I feel like there's some timeline shenanigans going on here.
Yeah.
Like, I broke up with her last week, or I broke up with her 2 nights ago, or something. But it's like, nope, I broke up with her last night, and now she's disappeared.
She's off.
She's at Jessica's? Jennifer's? Somewhere.
Jenny's. She's a Jenny's.
Jenny. She is
Did Jenny come help her pack? I don't understand. I didn't get that.
Who the heck is Jenny? Have we met Jenny?
No, we don't even know who Jenny is. Yeah, some friend, but still.
Queue up 8675309. That's who you call to get a hold of Jenny.
Adding to the soundtrack.
Got your number on my wall.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's the episode, folks.
Right. I was wondering that too. I was
Song
like,
references.
how does she pack so fast?
I don't know.
Oh.
And packing for yourself and a child, even if you don't bring everything,
That's a lot.
that's a ton.
Right.
Holy cow. It's not like she was living out of a suitcase all this time.
Let me tell you something. If you have a child, you taking at least a whole bag just to the mall, okay? Let alone packing and moving somewhere.
Yeah, and just the packing and moving aspect of it is ugly.
Yes.
It's just ugly.
It just is.
So yeah, that's fun and interesting. Reed tells Kurt that, yeah, I broke up with your sister. Well, if she's not happy, I'm not happy. I can't win with you. Which, true. I love Zapata calling him on it, saying, no, you were perfect for each other, and you were madly in love with her. What the heck happened? And him just not saying anything.
Yeah.
And then Mayfair calling him on it. You're like me. I've always been told I had really good instincts. The only time that I got away from them was when I was afraid.
Yeah.
And he's just like, nope, everything's good. Everything's cool. Everything is awesome.
Yeah, she
Another
called
one for
it.
the
And I was
soundtrack.
like, she reads Reed.
There's no way she believes him.
Oh, no.
Just
no.
that look
Right.
when he was walking out. It's just like, nope, she is 8,000% onto you.
Oh, yeah.
There is no way.
And he knows it, too, so that's why he's trying to play that, no, everything's fine face.
She's playing it cool. Just
Yeah.
cool. Like, no, honey, she's been doing this. I imagine she's been doing this longer than you have.
Right. A lot longer. She's been
So
in the
that
game
just-
a while. She knows what's up.
Yeah, so that just, guys. And then we see Zapata going into an underground casino.
I was
What
like,
the heck?
She's fallen off the wagon. She fell off the gambling wagon. Remember, she was good for a while. She stayed away from her bookie. Her bookie got arrested. She was good, and all of a sudden,
Just-
fell off the wagon.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it was just this. I feel like this was the one thing that wasn't built up to in this episode or in last episode.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
this just occurred. We're like,
Right.
this came right the hell out of nowhere. What are we doing with this?
Well, no, I was thinking, is she stressed? Is she upset about something? Because generally, that's something that triggers that just in a person. You know what I mean? Like if you're an overeater or drinker or drugger or whatever, something has to be going on. Or maybe gambling takes the edge off. I don't know. But they at least need to say that.
Yeah, and she was one of the only people where we didn't focus on her this episode.
Right.
Like, we know she's meeting with whoever it was it the CIA? Whoever had bugged her apartment at that point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they wanted info on Tom. They don't...
Yeah, they didn't.
Or something. So we didn't see anything this episode that would have led to her going into a casino and going back to gambling and dropping $5,000 just to walk in the door.
Right.
Like, that just doesn't feel right.
And I'm wondering, I was thinking that when she handed the guy the money, I'm like, so where does she get that kind of cash?
Exactly.
You know, where her job doesn't pay that much. I mean, she's a single girl, but still.
Just talk about blindsiding people this episode. I really feel that that's what happened with that. Is that just, well, we need something for her to do. ta-da, like this is gonna figure in. It has to figure in.
It has
They
to.
don't leave threads like that don't go anywhere.
Right.
But this it was not foreshadowed. I wonder if there's a cut scene. I wonder if there was something that was supposed to be in this episode that didn't make it for time or continuity or something.
Yeah.
But that it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, they need to clear that up. Maybe they will in the next episode.
I really hope they do. Because that's bizarre.
Wait, who says that? Sylvie, don't mind spoilers. Love my favorite host, Stephanie. Hey.
Oh, she's been saying that she wasn't able to watch the episode.
Okay, sorry.
But
Sylvia.
she's still here.
Oh, thank you for coming.
We love you.
Yes, you might want to put your fingers in your ears just in case. Yeah. Or don't watch. I mean, don't close your eyes or
Like,
something.
we'll be on YouTube. You'll still be able to watch later.
Yeah, you can watch it later. Yeah. So
I think that's about everything. Is there anything that you want to touch on that we haven't?
let me see. I said that Reed gets called. We talked about. Did you want to talk about Allie and Weller at his apartment? And she tells him basically, please just don't sabotage this. It's going good.
Yeah.
Things are working. Just don't.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I feel like he gets in his own way a lot.
Yeah.
Especially for relationships. Especially since, let's be real, he's not over Taylor.
That's true.
And so he gets in his own way. He does this. We've seen some of his exes. Like, okay. Mm-hmm. So I can understand her saying, we've done this before. Don't screw it up.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. It's a cute scene. I ship it. I'm down. I'm good.
Yeah. I like the two of them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
so
needs
far.
to be in the hospital. But
Wait, and he's at home having a drink and a cocktail. I mean, is he taking meds? I was thinking that. So he's got the thing on his neck. Is he taking meds with the alcohol in the thing?
Be
and
taking pain medication.
Right.
He should not be drinking.
Not drinking, not having wild intercourse and things.
Well, and here's the fun thing. If your stitches are fresh and you have a little too much fun or too much movement, you sure as heck can tear those suckers open.
Yeah.
No.
Wait, and then she jumps across his lap and grabs him around the neck. I'm like, ow. See, that's what I'm saying. Little things like that mean something. Yeah.
It's like you had this life-threatening injury that we had to rush you into surgery for in this whole big episode about how you really shouldn't have been out of the hospital. Mm-hmm. And 24 hours later, nope, we're good. Mm-hmm. I have a Wolverine healing factor. Let's roll. Let's roll. Like, honey.
Right.
Honey, no.
Right. That's Hollywood for you.
What the hey was that?
What was
Sorry,
that?
I was trying to move the chat and accidentally hit the Jeopardy theme.
Oh. I was like, wait, more music?
Like, I need 30 seconds to come up with an answer in the form of a question.
Yeah, here we go.
But what's the question? What's the answer? I'm so confused.
It's everything.
Yes.
Or we all blame Tom. Either way.
Oh.
What is why Kurt should be in the hospital?
There you go.
So, yeah, I think if we've hit on just about everything, chat, if there's anything you can think of that we have not covered yet, now is a good time to say it because we got that delay going on.
Yeah.
But for a minute, we're going to talk about iTunes.
Oh, yeah.
And I know I've completely faked Alexis out because she's waiting with her hand on the prediction button going, are they going to talk about predictions? Are they? Are they? No, we're going to talk about iTunes, you guys.
Yes, iTunes.
We have, I need to open that up because we have new reviews. Seriously, we love you guys. We got 2 new reviews since last week. Y'all are wonderful.
Okay.
And when you leave reviews and when you rate us 5 stars and when you subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, you are telling our producers, you're telling our wonderful booth people like Alexis, who's a glorious human being and seems to be fond of Jeopardy, that
Very much so.
yes, that you like us talking about the show and that you like watching it and you really want to see this continue on. And so you rate us 5 stars, you subscribe, you do all that wonderful stuff, and if you leave a review, we will give you a shout out on the show, like this. We have Love It from SBojo32. Love the Blindspot AfterBuzz podcast. It's like listening to 2 friends talk about and analyze this amazing show. And we love you too.
Thank you.
And A Ton of Fun by Jakey2987. I really enjoy listening to this every week. Katie and Stephanie have fantastic chemistry and they're very informative, and I love the laid-back conversational vibe. Makes things more lighthearted and fun.
Oh, thank you.
What up? Yep.
2 Taurus girls right here.
Yeah.
There you go. Very nice. Thank
Stubborn
you.
as anything.
Yes,
so,
we are.
Yeah, seriously, rate, comment, subscribe. We love you all. You know we love you all. And let's see what live chat has.
Yes. Oh wait, somebody said something.
Jessica.
Oh wait, who was it that said Kurt had stitches? Megan.
Megan.
He just had surgery and then he was poisoned. I said he should really not be okay. He's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Right. He's the toughest dude ever. The rest of us would be dead by now.
I really just want him to like collapse at the end of the season and everyone's like, what the heck happened? He wasn't injured. Well, you see all of the injuries built up and he hasn't really, people can actually be hospitalized for exhaustion.
Yes.
Like, I know that happens to pop stars all the time,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they have them going like 72 hours without sleeping. And you can be hospitalized for exhaustion. Like, that's a thing. Your body just goes, no, we're done.
Yeah.
We are done with the
yes,
world.
I have. Yes. Yes, I know. It's very real. You have a newborn baby. Right?
That was real.
Right? Anybody with kids? You know what I'm saying? There you go.
I just want that to happen to Kurt.
He's going to stub his
Anything-
toe and he's just going to pass out and that's going to be it.
Not even that, just middle of a sentence, gone. Like, what the heck? Yes!
Right.
I really want
he's on
him,
the floor.
like, he never took any time to recover from his injuries, and so his body just went, you know what? We're done.
We're done.
We're done. And he spends this rest of the season finale in the hospital, and then we have a break between seasons, and we can have him back on his feet for season two.
At least it's just in one episode he can just lie down for a while. Just lie down, be on the phone in the bed with the TV on.
Just be like, I need some time.
Yes.
I need some time. Just like cucumbers over his eyes, right? Facial, in a spa.
Right. Hands in the thing. Yeah.
Yes. Basically, we need Kurt to stop moving for like an hour.
At least.
Just like breathe and sleep.
Right.
And sex counts as physical exercise. That is, it may be relaxing afterwards, but it's not sleep.
Right.
You need to sleep.
This is fun.
This is wonderful.
Oh my God.
We're just detailing all of Kurt's injuries and being like, and what would the hospital bill be at the end of it?
Right.
And Megan saying, welcome to the Marvel Universe Blindspot.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Our superhero.
no. I marathoned both seasons of Daredevil in less than a week, and
Do that.
because I couldn't stop.
No, yeah,
Daredevil
you're right.
handles
No, you're right.
injuries and the lasting effects of injuries better than Blindspot does.
Oh,
you're
wow.
right.
And that's kind of sad, but it's very true. Like, this is the fantastical series where weird stuff happens, but yeah, no, if Matt Murdock gets injured, he stays injured.
Somebody says, Chris Robinson, hey, Chris, Kurt is inhuman.
Kurt is inhuman.
A Cole will take Kurt down,
If
Jessica.
we are in the Marvel universe, then he might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm down for that. I would love to see these characters have to work with S.H.I.E.L.D. for something. Like,
yeah.
have the tattoo lead.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Someone write that crossover. Write that fanfic. I will be there. I will be down for it. It will be beautiful. Do the thing, win the stuff. It'd be great.
Right.
And we are super off topic, and I'm surprised we haven't hit the button yet.
Yes.
Like, dang. So we should probably swing into predictions.
Yeah, let's do that.
Before we run out our time talking about crossovers that aren't going to happen.
For AfterBuzz TV prediction.
And a light show. So we have a preview for next week. Patterson does not report to work and goes off following a tattoo scavenger hunt on her own. Because that's not a good plan.
No. Yeah. By herself. And she, she's so sweet and innocent and nice. Somebody's going to
Yeah.
snatch her.
I mean, I'm sure she has some form of at least weapons training. I feel like you can't be in the FBI if you don't go through, here's how to defend yourself, here's how to do this, etc. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's part of training. But yeah, she evidently, that's just all we could get from the trailer, is she goes after a tattoo on her own. She gets kidnapped by some guy.
Some old man with
and
a gun.
we have to find her.
Some creepy guy with a gun.
We just had this with Zapata.
Yeah. We did. Another kidnapping.
We did.
That's true. I forgot about that. That was just last. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
So again, I'm sure it will be executed very differently.
Yes.
I don't really have any predictions in terms of that. It's just like, okay, this is going to be a thing and it's going to occur, and yes. All right.
Yes. Let me see. What are my predictions? I predict that what's her face? Jane. No, what's her face? But sorry, I lost my train of thought. Sometimes my universe is empty.
You know, the main character.
The main character, Jane.
That one.
That lady with the no colored clothes.
Monochrome fashion.
The no fashion.
The no fashion.
And
Bless
not
her
just
soul.
no fashion, just monochrome.
Just monochrome. I predict she's going to come between Allie and Weller, and Miss Allie's going to have an attitude about it. Miss Allie's going to say, "Excuse me, girlfriend, that's my man."
For good reason.
Yeah.
Man. It's like, yeah, that's a really good way to close to someone. Break up their relationship.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna go well at
God,
all.
that's like a Cosmo sex tip.
Uh-huh.
They're all terrible.
Yeah.
They're all uniformly terrible, and
Thank
someone's
you.
going to wind up in the hospital. They may not stay there because it's Kurt, but someone's going to wind up in the hospital.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think if Allie and Jane got into a fight, I think Miss Allie might end up on the floor.
Yeah. I love both Sylvia and Megan going, "Really, Patterson? Did you not learn from David? Did you not learn from Mayfair yelling at you for doing stuff on your own? Stop it."
That's right.
But
Yes.
I also think she's grieving and she's not thinking straight.
That's true.
It's not an excuse,
Right.
but it might be a motivation.
That's true. Yeah,
So-
and it may bring her out of her stupor, kinda. You know, that she scare her straight,
getting
kinda.
kidnapped and threatening your life is a really good way. It's
Yeah.
a great reality check.
Scared
I don't
straight.
recommend it. I don't recommend it.
Right. So,
right.
and I think we're gonna see more of the team. Who Oscar keeps talking about, we and the team and this, the guys, whoever that
guys.
is. We're gonna see
All
more of
right.
those people.
All right. Do we have anything else for predictions?
That's for it for me. What about you?
I don't really. I got nothing, you guys. I am just expecting a whole lot of bad decisions
Yeah, that too.
because that's every show I watch is a bad decision conga.
Yeah, it makes it more interesting to watch. I gotta say. But at least having
Please stay in the hospital.
right. Other than that,
I feel like it's our little PSA. Like, if you're injured and your doctor tells you to stay in the hospital, stay in the hospital. The more you know.
more music.
Do we actually have that on the soundboard?
What is that?
That's the more you know music.
Oh.
We have that on the soundboard.
We've had it on the soundboard forever. We're not fast enough to get it up.
I'm so happy
Oh
right
my God,
now.
Katie's having a moment, y'all.
I'm so happy right now.
Yeah, no, I can play it again just for you.
It's been a good night, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a really good night.
Oh, I do have one more little prediction.
Do it.
I think Jane is gonna be coming more out of herself. The sweet, nice little, I don't know who I am. I don't know. You're gonna see a whole nother side of Miss Jane. I'm just telling you. That's just my prediction. Watch it. The more memories she has, we're gonna start seeing more of her physical things, and then it's gonna start coming back to her.
I'm
Slowly
honestly,
but surely.
I'm waiting for the world's worst cliffhanger for the season finale.
Yes!
But then again,
that's when it's gonna come. When the cliffhanger. We're gonna be by our nails on the side of the cliff hanging there for months.
there's a joke here, and I know most of you know it, but I think it's also spoilers for a different show that aired on Sunday, and it's 48-hour spoiler thing. I don't want to spoil anyone who hasn't watched it, but if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, RE cliffhanger season finales. Yeah, so we should move on.
Yeah, let's do that before we get in
All
trouble.
right, you lovely human beings. Thank you guys
Hi, Chad.
so much for watching the show tonight. You know we adore you. You guys are great. Stephanie, where can the people find you?
You guys can find me at StephanieG3360 on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
And I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at KiaJ. That's KIAXET. I'm also on Snapchat at Kia Prime. And I have a YouTube channel that's also KiaJ, and it's mostly reacting to things at this point. So you can watch my face laugh and cry at trailers and whatnot. Good times and great oldies. Arrow is tomorrow. We finally find out who's in the grave, provided you didn't see the spoiler pictures. And Robots in Disguise is on Sunday nights. And eventually Red vs. Blue will be back, and it'll be great. Super excited. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, as always, and we will see you next episode. Bye!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.